So looking at number 1, we have Venn diagram, and this question we are going to get a solution in my next video where I would look at suggested answers from online sources. So looking at the second question here, we have something on bearing. Yes, bearing. So we are supposed to illustrate a diagram. We're supposed to illustrate a diagram as well as correct to a whole number. Okay, so we move on to question 3, which is on solid figures, where you have a cone that is the first you have a complete cone, a frustum. Yes. Then number 4. When I saw number 4, I was alarmed. I thought, wow, what type of diagram is this, until I read the statement below and I realized that it's something normal, but it's just there to scare you. So we move to question 5. So question 5 is looking at how to find mean. I can't categorize this under any topic, but it's just to test your understanding. Looking at a little bit of statistics and, calculate the mean age. We'll look at the solution. Now to the optional part. So we have sequence and series here. That is in the word problem form. And we also have linear graph. Yes. And we also have something on fractions here. Fraction here. And you should always be on the lookout for questions like this, especially with the fraction. Then you have my power topic, which I've always mentioned in my videos, trigonometry. Yes, trigonometry. You should expect trigonometry in core maths as well as elective maths. Question 9 and then question 10. Question 10b, you have your circle theorem. If you want to write core mathematics, whether the WASSCE or the NOVDEC, circle theorem is always there. Take note. If you don't know circle theorem, stop preparing and go and learn before you come, because you will definitely meet either in the objectives or the section B. And looking at the question 10, the cupboard contains 3 kinds of notebooks, RT and S. Okay, so we are dealing with probability here as well. Probability for question 10. And probability is a power topic you should always expect. So you also have another trigonometry. Trigonometry is also my power topic I was mentioning. And you have line graph here. Those who are doing physics will call this linear motion. Yes, linear motion. And question 12. Initially there wasn't a lot of questions on logical reasoning, but it's always in the WASSCE or NOVDEC paper, core mathematics paper. Then question 12b, your usual statistics. You have to find the mean as well as the variance, and you just have to do justice to that. Then you have question 13. Question 13, you have linear transformation. And transformation, once you know it, you just nail it right on the head. So let's look at the objectives. This is a review of the maths objectives. So I'll be scrolling through gently, so all you have to do is to pause if you are interested in solving the questions for yourself. But at the end of the video, I'll show you the topics that were most common throughout, and it poses a sign to what to expect in subsequent WAEC examination, because the type of topics that were included in this year were not expected. In fact, there are topics that were expected in section B, but most of them were in section A. And I will predict that in subsequent WAEC exams, this is how they are going to set it, because it makes it more challenging and more competitive. Okay, so finally we have a okay, so these are the topics you should master if, assuming you are now going to write word problem, mensuration 1 and 2, circle theorem, statistics, polygons. And these were the same topics that were dropped in the section B.